In a quaint village embraced by vast meadows and crystal-clear streams, resided a destitute father named Arjun and his little daughter, Leela. Despite their financial struggles, their spirits burned with unwavering love and optimism. Arjun, a widower, toiled day and night as a carpenter to ensure that Leela had a chance at a better life. One morning, as the golden sun cast its gentle glow upon the village, Arjun and Leela embarked on their daily routine. The aroma of freshly baked bread wafted from nearby homes, and the laughter of children echoed through the air. Despite their circumstances, the village was a place of harmony and togetherness. Arjun's hands were skilled at crafting intricate wooden toys, each piece emanating his dedication and artistry. With every stroke of his chisel, he poured his love for Leela into the toys he created. As Leela watched her father work, her eyes gleamed with admiration. She knew that even though they lacked material wealth, they possessed something priceless, a bond that could weather any storm. One day, as Arjun carved a particularly beautiful bird figurine, he glanced at Leela and said, "My dear, even though we may not have riches, we have each other and the love that fills our hearts. That is a treasure greater than anything money can buy." Leela smiled warmly, her eyes reflecting the same wisdom that her father imparted. "Yes, Father, I know. Our love makes us rich in ways that no one can see." As the years passed, Leela grew into a kind-hearted and resilient young woman. Her father's teachings had instilled in her a deep appreciation for life's simple joys. While the village bustled with those who sought material wealth, Arjun and Leela found happiness in the smallest of things: a breathtaking sunset, a shared meal, and the warmth of their close-knit community. One summer, a renowned artist named Anya visited the village. Intrigued by the village's serene beauty, she decided to capture its essence on canvas. Anya's presence brought excitement to the villagers, but it was her interaction with Arjun and Leela that left a lasting impression. One evening, Anya approached Arjun and Leela, intrigued by their radiant smiles and unwavering contentment. "Tell me," she asked, "what is the secret behind your happiness? In a world consumed by material desires, how do you find so much joy?" Arjun shared their story, emphasizing the power of love, gratitude, and the ability to find beauty in the ordinary. Anya was moved by their perspective, and she asked if she could paint a portrait of them. As Anya's brush danced across the canvas, she captured not just their physical forms, but the essence of their spirits. The painting depicted Arjun and Leela gazing at the painted skies, their faces illuminated by an inner radiance that transcended their circumstances. When Anya unveiled the painting in the village square, a hush fell over the crowd. The portrait spoke volumes about the intangible wealth that Arjun and Leela possessed, a wealth that resonated deeply with everyone present. From that day on, the painting became a symbol of hope and inspiration in the village. People from far and wide came to admire Anya's masterpiece and to hear the tale of Arjun and Leela. The village, once known for its picturesque landscapes, became renowned for its philosophy of contentment and the richness of the human spirit. And so, the story of Arjun and Leela taught the world that true wealth lies not in the abundance of possessions, but in the richness of relationships, the beauty of simple moments, and the art of finding joy amidst life's challenges. As the years flowed by like a gentle stream, the village continued to thrive, guided by the timeless wisdom of Arjun and Leela's story. The once impoverished father and daughter remained at the heart of the community, not as symbols of scarcity, but as beacons of abundance in its purest form. Arjun's carpentry skills flourished, and his creations found homes in distant lands, each carrying a piece of his and Leela's philosophy with them. The village, too, prospered as its reputation for simplicity, kindness, and contentment attracted visitors seeking solace from the chaotic outside world. Leela's compassion and resilience blossomed, as she took on a role as the village teacher. Her lessons extended beyond textbooks, as she wove stories of empathy, humility, and gratitude into every interaction. The children of the village grew up imbibing these values, ensuring that Arjun and Leela's legacy remained alive in each new generation. With the passing of time, Anya's portrait of Arjun and Leela gained an almost mystical aura, believed by some to hold a touch of their spirit. People would gather around the painting to find solace in its warm hues, and the gentle smiles it captured. It stood as a constant reminder that happiness was not a distant destination, but a state of mind that could be cultivated through love and appreciation. On a particularly radiant morning, as the village celebrated its annual harvest festival, a group of travelers arrived from a distant city. Drawn by the tales of Arjun and Leela, they sought the wisdom that had transformed a village into a sanctuary of contentment. Arjun, now a revered elder, welcomed them with open arms and shared his philosophy of life. As the sun dipped below the horizon, bathing the village in hues of gold and orange, the travelers joined the villagers in a communal feast. They marveled at the genuine connections they felt, the laughter that filled the air, and the overwhelming sense of belonging. In that moment, the travelers understood that the wealth they had been chasing in the city was a pale imitation of the riches that Arjun and Leela had embodied. The travelers departed with hearts full of gratitude and a newfound perspective on life. They carried with them not just the memory of a village, but a transformational experience that would forever alter their choices and priorities. And so, the tale of Arjun and Leela continued to ripple outward, touching lives far beyond the village's boundaries. Their story became a reminder that amidst life's challenges, true wealth lay in embracing the present, cultivating meaningful connections, and finding joy in the simplest of moments. The portrait that had once captured their essence became a timeless symbol, reminding all who gazed upon it that the most profound treasures were those that dwelled within the heart. In the heart of the village, a garden flourished, tended by Arjun and Leela over the years. It had become a living testament to their philosophy. The vibrant blossoms and lush greenery stood as a reflection of their unwavering optimism and the beauty they had nurtured within their lives. Villagers often gathered there, sharing stories and wisdom, finding solace in the tranquility that the garden offered. As time went on, Leela found her heart drawn to the art of storytelling. Sitting beneath the shade of the village's ancient banyan tree, she wove intricate narratives that carried timeless messages of hope and perseverance. Her tales, inspired by her own experiences and the folk tales of the land, spread far and wide, touching hearts and igniting a sense of purpose in those who listened. Arjun, now older and grayer, continued his work in the carpentry shed. The toys he created had become cherished heirlooms, passed down from one generation to the next. Each toy held within it a piece of his soul, and the enduring lesson that happiness wasn't measured by material possession, but by the love that went into creating and sharing. One winter, as the village was blanketed in snow, Arjun fell gravely ill. Leela cared for him tirelessly, just as he had cared for her throughout her life. Villagers came together, bringing warmth, food, and support, embodying the very values that Arjun and Leela had lived by. As Arjun's final days approached, he gathered his loved ones around him. With a feeble but serene smile, Arjun said, "My dear Leela, life has been our greatest teacher, and I am grateful for every moment we've shared. Remember, my child, that life's truest riches lie in the love we give, and the legacy we leave behind." As Arjun peacefully passed away, the village mourned his loss but celebrated the remarkable life he had led. The portrait that Anya had painted was moved to a place of honor in the heart of the village, next to the garden that had bloomed under Arjun and Leela's care. Years later, as Leela sat beneath the banyan tree, surrounded by children captivated by her stories, she realized that the lessons she had learned from her father had truly become a part of her being. She felt Arjun's presence in the rustling leaves, in the laughter of the children, and in the unspoken connections that bound the village together. And so, the tale of Arjun and Leela continued to evolve. The village remained a haven of contentment and wisdom, guided by the indelible mark they had left. Their story, passed down through generations, became a beacon of light for all who sought meaning in a world often overshadowed by the pursuit of material gain. It spoke of a simple truth, that the journey itself, filled with love, compassion, and the pursuit of inner richness, was the most rewarding treasure of all. As Leela grew older, her role in the village expanded. She became not only a storyteller but a counselor, offering guidance to those who sought her wisdom. People would travel from distant lands to hear her speak, and to seek her perspective on life's challenges. Her presence was like a soothing balm, providing comfort and clarity to those who felt lost in the complexities of the world. The garden that Arjun and Leela had nurtured continued to flourish, becoming a symbol of the enduring legacy they had left behind. It was a place of reflection, where villagers would gather to find solace and inspiration. The garden seemed to hold the very essence of Arjun and Leela, a reminder that their love and teachings were woven into the fabric of the village's daily life. Over time, the village itself transformed into a center of learning and enlightenment, attracting scholars, artists, and seekers from all walks of life. The principles of contentment, empathy, and gratitude that Arjun and Leela had exemplified were now at the core of the village's identity. The portrait of Arjun and Leela, that had once hung in the village square, was now replicated in homes, schools, and public spaces, a constant reminder of the values that mattered most. Leela's own stories became legendary, passed down through generations as parables of hope and resilience. She often spoke of her father's unwavering faith, and the way he had transformed the simplest of moments into cherished memories. Her words were like a gentle river, carrying with them the essence of Arjun and his teachings, ensuring that his spirit remained alive in the hearts of all who heard. As time marched forward, the village faced its share of trials, droughts, conflicts, and changes brought by the outside world. Yet, the spirit of Arjun and Leela endured, a guiding light that helped the villagers navigate the challenges with grace and determination. Their story was a testament to the enduring power of love, the impact of a single individual's choices, and the transformative potential of embracing life's journey with an open heart. And so, the legacy of Arjun and Leela continued to weave its way through generations, a story of a poor father and his child that had transcended time and space. Their lives had illuminated the truth that richness isn't confined to material possessions. It resides in the connections we forge, the love we share, and the mark we leave on the hearts of others. The village, once known for its painted skies of hope, had become a beacon of inspiration for the world, all because of the profound lessons learned from the bond between a humble father and his beloved daughter. As the village's reputation grew, so did its commitment to its core values. A school was established where children learned not just traditional subjects, but also the importance of empathy, community, and embracing diversity. The teachings of Arjun and Leela were integrated into the curriculum, ensuring that every child had the opportunity to understand the profound wisdom that had shaped the village's identity. Leela's old age was marked not by frailty, but by a radiant spirit that seemed to defy time. She continued to sit beneath the banyan tree, sharing stories with an ever-growing audience. Her stories now carried the weight of generations, connecting the past with the present, and ensuring that the lessons of her father lived on. Her presence became a living embodiment of the village's ethos, a constant reminder that true wealth was not external, but an internal state of being. Over the years, the village faced challenges that tested its resolve. Modernization brought the allure of convenience, and the younger generation sometimes felt the pull of the outside world. But the legacy of Arjun and Leela remained a guiding force. The portrait that had once captured their essence was now joined by portraits of villagers who had embraced their teachings, creating a gallery of souls who had chosen to walk the path of contentment and compassion. As Leela's time drew near, the village united in gratitude for the life she had lived. Her transition was marked not by sorrow, but by a celebration of a life well lived. Villagers from all corners of the land came to pay their respects, and the stories they shared were a testament to the impact she had made. They spoke of how her wisdom had transformed them, how her tales had inspired courage, and how her very presence had radiated a sense of peace. In her final moments, surrounded by loved ones, and the village she had nurtured, Leela's gaze turned to the garden. She whispered her gratitude for the journey she had embarked upon, for the Father who had shown her the way, and for the community that had become her family. As her eyes closed for the last time, a gentle breeze rustled through the leaves, and the garden seemed to come alive in a symphony of colors and scents, as if nature itself was bidding farewell to one of its most cherished children. And so, the village continued to thrive, an eternal testament to the lives of Arjun and Leela. Their story had transcended generations, leaving an indelible mark on the world. The village had become a sanctuary for those seeking solace, a hub of knowledge and compassion, and a beacon of hope for all who crossed its threshold. The humble father and daughter had not only enriched their own lives, but had sparked a revolution of the heart that had touched the lives of countless souls. As the years turned into decades, the village's legacy spread far and wide. The principles that Arjun and Leela had lived by began to influence policies and mindsets beyond its borders. Other communities looked to them as a model, striving to cultivate the same spirit of togetherness, contentment, and shared humanity. The garden, that had once been tended by Arjun and Leela, remained a place of reverence. People from distant lands made pilgrimages to the village, not just to witness its natural beauty, but to experience the profound serenity that came from embracing a life rooted in gratitude and love. The garden had become a living monument, a testament to the fact that even the simplest of actions, like planting a seed and nurturing it, could lead to a legacy of transformation. On a particularly auspicious day, the village celebrated the unveiling of a statue, a larger-than-life bronze sculpture depicting Arjun and Leela. The sculpture captured their shared smile, the gentle glint in their eyes, and the warmth of their embrace. It stood as a symbol of the timeless values they had embodied, a reminder to all who passed by that true richness lay in the connections we form, and the positive change we create. The village, once a hidden gem, had now become a destination of pilgrimage for those seeking inspiration and a respite from the chaos of the world. Visitors would walk through its serene streets, admiring the architecture, engaging in conversations with villagers, and partaking in the sense of harmony that enveloped the air. As the sun set on a calm evening, the village square came alive with a celebration. People of all ages gathered to dance, sing, and share stories. Underneath the stars, surrounded by laughter and the glow of lanterns, the village felt like a tapestry woven from the threads of love, wisdom, and unity. Leela's legacy continued through the school she had established, where young minds were shaped not just for success, but for a life filled with purpose and compassion. Graduates of the school would go on to carry her teachings into various corners of the world, spreading her message far and wide. And so, in the heart of the village, where it all began, stood a monument to the power of a father's love and a daughter's unwavering spirit. The tale of Arjun and Leela had transformed not only their own lives, but an entire community and beyond. It was a story that echoed through time, reminding all who heard it that in a world often driven by accumulation and competition, the truest treasures lay within the bonds we forge, the lives we touch, and the legacy of love we leave behind. Subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for more such stories every day.